Hello everyone and welcome to September's Challenger Stash. We've had a change of scheduling and instead of the second Sunday of the month we've now decided the fourth Sunday of the month is the time we'll go live. And yet, even with this extra fortnight, I'm still running late. But never mind, better late than never. Our theme for this month is fall. And us down here in the land of Oz, we don't use the word fall, we use the word autumn. And it's not autumn now. We're actually going into spring. Autumn was 6 months ago. And I thought, well, what am I going to scrapbook? I didn't really take many photos in autumn anyway. But going through my photo stash, I found this one taken 10 years ago when I was laying in some tulips when I was visiting the Netherlands. And although technically it would have been spring then, the colours in the photos I thought are kind of fall colours. I can get away with that. Surely, no one's going to tell me off. So, you can see I started with a piece of paper and some packaging technique. Now, this piece of paper came from Pink Paisley from 2010, and it's got embossed words and pictures and graphics on it that you can't see, well, kind of a little bit when the light hits it, but by putting on the ink, you actually get the embossing to stand up or stand out. So I used some distress ink and some water and did the packaging technique. And then I went through my stash and found some really old pieces of paper, and I can't even tell you the brand because they were just scraps laying around. But the colours I thought worked really well. Well, I think I could probably tell you that one because it's got a branding strip on it, and I think it's actually a Kaiser craft piece, I think. Not quite sure, but anyway, doesn't really matter. It's pretty old paper. And for some reason I thought some strips on the side would actually go really well. Eventually I take them off to sew up and down. And then I found this piece of paper as well. Once again, I think it's a Kaiser, whichever way you say it, piece of paper from that same collection as the brown, maybe. I just know it's quite a few years ago. I've had it in my stash sitting there for ages. And because I put some of it on as another mat under the photo, I wanted a little bit on that side. So I've tucked it under, and when I go to sew, thankfully I tucked it under enough so that it did get caught in the sewing and it stays there. Just for a little touch of it to tie it in. Also in my stash, I've had a die for years now from Paper Artsy, and it's a tulip die. And I thought, well, page is about tulips, should make some tulips to go on it. So I die cut some of them out. Couldn't decide, do I want them multicoloured, all one coloured, or not? In the end, I did think one coloured and with just layers would be best. And the first time I placed them on my layout, I wasn't happy with them. And I was like, no, don't like them. Then I thought maybe I could just pull them apart and use a single layer. Didn't like that either. And I did contemplate chucking them away, but I thought, just leave them to the side, Helen. Let's see what happens. So I've come back from the sewing machine. Unfortunately, I can't film that because it's on the side of my scrap room. And I just trimmed up the cardstock so it was still 12 by 12. And here you can see, just to get a bit of definition with the layers, I did ink them at the edges, and I've placed them together as one solid flower colour. I put some fun foam behind the photo to just give it some dimension, and then went through my threads, found some thread that the right colour, a rusty colour, and used that to place underneath the flowers. And I had thought, I'm going to put it on a bit of a diagonal so I can lead the eye through the layout. I also went through, I've got this Hold Making Memories tin. It's years old, but I use it to store a lot of embellishments or die cuts that I've had for years, and unfortunately they're not in packages. So I went through them and I found these pieces that you can see to the left of the screen that I went through to add to the tulips. There is that circle piece that it was a circle frame. I cut it and just laid it both sides. and some other little random pieces as well. And you can see here I'm putting on a chevron piece and a word that says thankful. As I say, they're years old and I'm not quite sure where they come from. Maybe pink paisley or something like that, or maybe Kaisercraft, I'm not sure. This one says treasured moments. And then I thought with the colouring it needs some little wooden embellishments, so I pulled up some of the little tiny stars, glued them down, and this nearly finishes the layout. It's quite a quick and simple one tonight. I did do some journaling. I didn't record that. You don't need to sit and watch me write on my layout. The title is Treasured Moments. I thought I'll use that as a title. Then I thought, oh yeah, I'm finished. No, wait a minute. And I remembered I had these yellow enamel hearts, I think from Bella Boulevard, and added those. And here it is, the finished layout. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next month for Challenger Stash. Bye!